Scholars, Miss Shane's here. I'm here to help you with your first grade skills lessons, and today we're on skills for lesson 10. Our objectives for today are to spell and write one-syllable words with different vowel sounds and the tricky word because. You'll do those with your spelling test this week. Also to read and spell compound words, as well as other two-syllable words, and read with purpose and understanding to answer questions about a text. You'll do your spelling test on your own this week whenever your teacher assigns it, but let's start off with some practicing two-syllable words. So these are all two-syllable words that do not have a root word and do not have a compound word, but they still have two syllables. How many vowels are there if there's two syllables? That's right, two vowels means two syllables. So for every vowel sound that you hear, that is one syllable, like b, ass, bath, at, cat, basket, basket. We can still use our chunking method to sound these words out by reading the first syllable, then the second syllable, and going back to the beginning to read the whole word. I put the dot in the middle to help you see where the two syllables break apart. Let's read the second word. Ick, pick, ick, nick. Now go back to the beginning. Picnic. Let's read the third word. App, nap, in, kin. Now go back to the beginning. Napkin. Last word. Den. Ist, tist. Dentist. Good job! That makes it a lot easier to read when we break it up into syllables. Read the first chunk, then the second chunk, and put it all together. Here are some more two-syllable words. These ones are all compound words, and we just changed one part to make a new word. So all of these words have the word sun in them. And then I changed the ending to make a new word. That's why it's so important to look at the whole word when you're reading, because all of these start with sun. So I could say the same word for every one if I just look at the beginning. But we have to look at the whole word. Let's look at the first word. We have sun, set, sunset. Good, let's look at the second word. Now we have sun, rise, sunrise. We changed the second part of that word to make a new one. Now we have sun, shine, sunshine. We changed again the second part to make a new word. Last we have sun, down, sundown. Now these words all mean different things, even though they all have the word sun in them. That's why it's so important to look at the whole word when we're reading. Let's try a couple more. These are not compound words, but they do have a root word and an ending. And I changed one part of each word to make a new word. So the first one we have fast, faster. Now we still have but I changed the root word. Let's read that one. Help, helper. Same thing for the next one. We still have but I changed the root word. Quick, quick, quicker. Now we have the same root word, so we know this says quick, but I changed the ending. Quick, quickest. Same thing with those other words. We want to make sure we're looking at the whole word because quicker and quickest mean two different things. I can be quicker than you, but I might not be the quickest. Same thing with faster. You might be faster than your friend, but you might not be the fastest. The next thing we're going to do is read a new story. Today's story is called Mandrels. What page is the story Mandrels on? Chapter 4, Mandrels, is on page 18. First, let's look at some words we're going to come across in today's story. Words that have the R sound. Repeat after me. Sharp, bark. Words that have the OR sound. For. Some tricky words. To, do. Because, there. And some two-syllable words. They're putting the dot in between those words to remind you that you can chunk them together to read. So we have mandrill, mandrill. Looking, looking. Grooming, grooming. Yawning, yawning. Next, we have a few vocabulary words before we start our story. Our first vocabulary word is mandrill. A mandrill is an animal that is a type of monkey. The next word is male. A male means a boy or a man. Grooming. Grooming means to clean the body, like brushing hair or fur if you're an animal. Ticks. Ticks are small bugs or insects that bite other animals. Sacks. Sacks are special pockets or pouches inside the mandrel's mouth where they can store food. Plant shoots. Plant shoots are young plants. So we're going to read today's story to find out what mandrels and chimps have in common. We just read about mandrels. So we just read about chimps, and now we're going to read about mandrels. So remember the things you learned about chimps. So we can see what is the same and different between chimps and mandrels. Mandrels. What mandrels look like? Here you can see two mandrels. Mandrels are a lot like chimps. Do you like the red nose? The mandrill with the red nose is a male. Grooming. The mandrill on the left is grooming the male with the red nose. She is looking for ticks and bugs. Mandrels like grooming because it makes them look good and feel good too. So see, the male has a big red nose. That's how we can tell that it is a boy. And the picture caption says the mandrill on the left is grooming the male mandrill with the red nose. So on page 18, we read that mandrills use their hands to groom each other. Why do mandrills like to groom each other? And how did this heading help us? So if we look at the two headings, what mandrills look like and grooming, we can see to find our answer, we just go back to the heading that says grooming, because what mandrills look like isn't going to tell us about grooming. Why do you think that they groom each other? It says that they like grooming because it makes them look good and feel good. Do you feel better after your hair is brushed and you look nice? Me too. Let's go to the next page. Ooh, look at that picture. Look, one of the mandrills is yawning. You can see that she has long, sharp teeth. Those sharp teeth help her chop up her food. And the picture's caption says mandrills have long, sharp teeth. Take a look at that. But I don't see a red nose, so we can tell that that's not a male or a boy. There are two exclamation points on this page. How do we read sentences with exclamation points? That's right, we want to read them with excitement. So we would say, look, because that's kind of astonishing. We want you to look. One of the mandrills is yawning. So with excitement, we would say that because it's astonishing or exciting to see this picture. It's kind of cool, right? Let's go to the next page. Food mandrills like. What do you think this is going to be about based on the heading? Yeah, I think it's going to be about what mandrills like to eat. Mandrills like a lot of foods. We feed our mandrills ants, grass, nuts, bark, plant shoots, and roots. Mandrills have sacs inside their cheeks. They can stuff food in the sack and keep it there until they need a snack. Then they pop the food out and munch on it. And the picture caption says mandrills can keep food inside their cheeks in sacks. That's very interesting. So if you ever got hungry as a mandrill, you can just pop a snack in your mouth. It's already in there. Just pop it in and chew it up. Why do mandrills keep these sacks, food in these sacks in their mouth? I think they would probably do that so they can have food when they get hungry. So if they get hungry and they're not near their food, they've already got it saved inside of their mouth. That makes sense. Now the last thing you've got to do for today is page 10.2. Answer the questions with a full sentence. I don't want to see just a couple words, a whole sentence. And use the question to help you answer it. You have two questions on the first page, a multiple choice, and a list. That means you don't have to write a sentence for number 4. You just have to write 4 things. And that's all you've got for today. All finished, and I'll see you tomorrow. Great job!